Hi guys, I'm preparing my PC display so that I can see myself on my PC while we are talking. Hi guys, so people are coming. I go get a book and that I want to show you. I would like to show you. Okay, here I am. So hi, how are you? So surprise. I think that if I do our videos, okay, on YouTube live when I can on Saturdays, maybe it's better for everybody because I can go online a lot earlier. So I think this is very good for all the people from India. I guess that it's going to be nice also for those that don't live in India but in US. And of course in Europe it's gonna be fine because it's a very nice timing now, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So let's wait still for few more people to arrive, and then I will tell you about. Hi, Mr. Pocket, and then we will start. Meanwhile, before starting, I would like to let you know that it's a very nice book I read. Okay, I bought it a week ago when I was in Italy. It's only in Italian language. It's a book named Marchione, L'uomo dell'impossibile, which means the man of the impossible, written by Marco Ferrante. It's a very nice book because with this book there are a lot of interesting things we can learn about Marchione's life, professional life, little anecdotes about his personal private life. But what is most important is that we can see the strategy he applied to make sure that he took Fiat automobile company, which was really in a very, very bad shape in early 2010, I think, and then in early 2000, and then he made it basically a real global company, joining the company with Chrysler in America and making the FCA automobile global group. It's very interesting how he uses, his techniques and strategies to make sure that he can accomplish that, respecting, of course, the people that are working in those companies, making new models, and the most important thing is that how he interpreted the world, the industrial world that was changing at that time kind of fast with the new technology and new mentality also. So basically we can see in this book how he understood that he had to take an old Fiat automobile company that was very much into the hands of a single family, the Agnelli's family, and then he took that family type of business into a global company with international relationships, and most of all with a completely new product plan for the cars, where the cars in Chrysler in America, and those that were thought and designed in Italy under the Fiat brand. So that one is a very nice. I don't know if there is also English language. It's in Italian language. if you live in Italy because you are studying at one of the Italian design schools, maybe you want to look into it, okay? Marchione, the man of the impossible. And then there's another thing I would like to show you, because you saw probably on Instagram that I made a new sketch. And this time, big sketch, you see? I went to the bigger size. And it's interesting because when you have a bigger size paper, you can do much better sketches, of course. You have more space, your hand can work, and your arm can move much better, and also all the marker strokes come out better. So here is the sketch. I hope you like it. All right, this was done in 10 minutes, really 10 minutes. 4 markers. You can see that we have warm and cool light, of course, and lots of energy in that sketch. I hope you like it. Okay, so let's start. A lot of people ask me lately, what can I do? Somebody wrote something. Yeah, Mr. Purser, I want you to revive my car sketch animations on my channel. We will see that later. Ciao, Patriush. Ciao. Okay, so what people are asking me lately in emails or some Instagram messages, okay, also on your comments here on YouTube, it's how can I do to become a clay modeler? Or if I have a bachelor in car design or transportation design or product design, but I really want to become a clay modeler, how can I do? And other questions are very similar, like for example, what can I do to become a digital modeler? Work on Alias, Alias, Reno, and all those softwares that make three-dimensional virtual models, which are extremely important in our business. And then there are others that are simply asking me, I want to become a modeler, okay? A modeler that works every type of material, all right? And basically for car design. So it means clay modeling, okay? But also wood, foam, hard foam. It means also, for example, how to make stratified models like fiberglass, Kevlar, all that stuff, because there is also all sorts of process behind that. And what can I tell you about all those questions is that I can confirm you that when you work into a car design, ciao Carlos, that when you work in a car design company as a designer, you are surrounded by a lot of other professional roles that are not exactly only designers, which means they are not there just to make creativity, but they are all the other alternative creative jobs that are part of this big team, big design team, to make sure that the project starts from sketch but ends up into a running prototype or into a real car. So let's stop to the running prototype step, because that's really the whole work that a design studio can do. After that you have the engineers that will take care of that project and will make sure that it becomes a real car. But until a running prototype, which is very close to real car, okay, there are all sorts of technology, techniques, design strategies, model strategies, okay, project strategies, okay, specific planning of activities to make, that of course are made not only by designers, because designers alone don't do anything. They will do only beautiful pictures, just like you can see behind me, or like the sketch I showed you before. In reality, there are a lot of other figures, a lot of other people that are part of that team, and each one have their own responsibility in a particular type of activity, okay, or job that is complementary to what designers do at the beginning and what all other people are doing around creatives, okay, to make sure that the sketch becomes a real running prototype. What is the difference in transportation and automotive design? It's the same thing, so I don't understand the difference. Transportation, automotive, design, when you see design, is the same thing, okay? Then you have engineering, that's another thing. That's engineering, okay? All right, so what, sir, please send your contact number. No, Vivek, I'm not gonna send you your contact. You can write your comment here. You can write your comment on my Instagram, okay? And don't worry, I will answer back to you as I do for everybody else. So we have creative designers, all right? But then we have also, as I said, other people. So I would like to do something. I don't know if I can, yes, I can do it this way, because what I want to do, I can take this off, okay? I want to make a little scheme so that you can see it and you can understand what I mean, okay? So I'll try to be more clear. All right, so here we have, okay, the C. This is a creativity, okay? So this means that here we have designers. And when we talk about designers, of course, we have also design management. Okay? Car design managers, project design managers, design directors, okay? The big boss. So in here, you have the sketches, okay? And then you have film of your project. And then you have model of your project, okay? And you have, of course, presentations. Right? Presentation to design management. All right? So far, so good. Easy, simple. But to make that model, here it's a real 3D, okay? When you make a film, you need a virtual 3D model, okay? Let's call M model. So this is done by people that are called digital modelers. Let's write here, digital modelers. And when I take the real model, whether it's full scale or 1/5 scale, this one, it's done by what we call manual modelers. Okay, so you see that here we already have designers, okay, with design management. They produce the ideas, okay. This is 2D. So sketches, design, renderings, all the cool stuff we try to do when we sketch together. Then with this, they go and make a 3D virtual model. So we go to a computer. And to do that, they ask the help of those colleagues here, the digital modelers. So the good thing when we make a virtual 3D model is that the virtual 3D model is also a technical drawing, no? Because if we print full scale or smaller scale the technical sections of this 3D virtual model, then we can use it and give it to those people that will use those sections to start a model, a real model. Okay? Okay. Now, this is when we talk about exterior design, okay? So we have our exterior project, we make it virtual. That virtual 3D model, it's used to make a nice virtual film, like science fiction. But the same model is given to those people that with the help of technologies like milling, or like manual technologies like fibers and stuff like that, wood, plexiglass, steel, whatever, they will realize a real model. Okay, this one can be scale 1:1 or 1:5, 1/5 scale. Okay, and of course, when we do that, we need also paint. Because we make a model, but we also need someone to apply a very nice color. So when we apply colors and all sort of nice details like chrome plated places parts or aluminum brushed parts, or copper stuff, all that beautiful stuff we see on concept cars, like around the lights, the front grille, or the door handles that are retro lights, with LEDs and stuff. All that stuff here, between the creative people, there are the designers of color and trim. Color and trim, okay? So they are designers that study textiles, plastics, colors, materials, and they work on your project to make sure that when it comes to color, materials, softness, hardness, feelings, emotional feelings, they will apply the best colors, the best materials to give the best value possible to your design. And in order to do that, between the manual modelers, okay, you have another small team, which are the people that do the paint job. Okay, painters. Here we go. They are those that use those beautiful airbrush professional devices so that they can apply the paint on your model, but they are also the one that mix the colors. So it's a little bit of chemical stuff, because some beautiful deep colors, like some oranges with metal flakes or stuff like that, that when you go to the sunlight, they change color, the orange becomes green and stuff like that. All that stuff is done by these people here that try to interpret what color and trim designers try to describe with artwork, with samples, okay? Because what designers made in terms of volumes, okay, would be best and better to have this type of paint job. So when we see all this, we already have a lot of people working here. You know, there are a lot of people are working into this design family. Okay, huge design team, big design team. Now, when we do this, we know that few things our models are not able to do them here. The most sophisticated things, for example, how you make a front light with new technology and new design to be realized. And for that, what happens? There are some companies that I put here, okay, all right? I put them here. Here, company number 1, company number 2, company number 3, company number 4, and others, okay? Those ones are suppliers. What does it mean? It means that if I cannot do something in-house because it's too complex, too complicated, it requires a specific type of technology. Many times it's about how we put the skin or soft skin on dashboards or door panels or stuff like that. Or for example, front and rear lights, where there's a lot of work with lights and electronic cards that will give the right command to the lights, to the LEDs, when we open a door or when we wave our hand and stuff start moving inside the concept car stuff. Then when we don't have this in-house because it's too specific, then what we do, the managers of the modelers, because they also have managers, everybody here have managers, okay? They ask outside the company, supplier, that has the know-how, the technology, and the savoir-faire, the know-how, how do stuff like that, and makes a contract. I need to do this front light. This is the sketch. This is the digital model. Please, can you make it exactly like this so that the front light will fit in my front end that I have in-house? And therefore you understand that when we talk about design, and design modeling, design realization of models or whatever, we also must have a team of outside sourcing companies, our suppliers, which are friends, of course, that have a particular type of technologies to offer and know-how that we cannot have inside because we cannot have everything. So, for example, if we have to make a real mechanism, okay, that is done by a mechanical engineering company, like a new type of hinge to open the doors or to open a hood with a more complicated process because the hood is very big, or because this opening, like in concept cars, is completely different from normal. This means we cannot use the same hinge or the same parts from a carryover car. We have to invent a new one. And then between those suppliers, we will find the specialist that will make that mechanical part that then will be mounted, fixed on our model. Okay? All right. Is it clear so far? Answer me yes or not. Please. Because it's when I see the sketch, it looks a little bit confusing. But I hope that you followed from the beginning. I think that you get the idea. Because that's the most important thing. You have to get the idea. Okay, so now let's come back to us. Hi guys, here I am. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Clay models are always demand. Don't worry. Now we'll talk about that. So now that I explained to you a little bit this game, okay, this game, which is the the design factory, okay, with all the actors. I mean, I didn't put here administrations, people of purchasing department, you know, people that are from logistics. I did not put a lot of other figures that are very, very important also. But I put just the most important to make you understand very quickly how you generate an idea and how it can become a real model or a running prototype, okay? And how important all those people that work together, and how important also the relationship with our suppliers. Now that we explained that, the question is, but if I did car design, transportation design, and I am not part of the creative people for all sort of reasons, okay, that we are not gonna talk now, speak about now. What else can I do because I have this strong passion to be part of a design, car design family? So basically, the question is, I have this bachelor, okay, in car design, all right? Mine is here. Can I recycle myself in another role? The answer is yes. But to do that, you gotta be very careful how you make your portfolio, because it all comes from a portfolio. Also to the other jobs. Because when people go and say, I want to make models, I'm a very good modeler, the head manager of the clay model department of that car design company will ask you to show your CV, of course, but also photos, pictures of you working clay, and a portfolio that shows your models, so that he can check the quality of the surface. Because if you show ugly pictures because your models are very badly done, that's not gonna be nice. You know, the guy is gonna say, oh no, thank you, because I'm looking for someone that really has the passion to make a nice clay surface. Okay? And then if you have experience in painting and stuff, you have to put everything inside. So you can show pictures in your portfolio of models that you made, that you painted. And if you have photos while you are doing that, that would be best, because this manager will see that you are really working. It's really you working on those models. And it's really you that applying the paint and stuff like that. For example, if you made a nice product design lamp, all made of LEDs and transparent plexiglass, or semi-transparent plexiglass, okay, it would be nice to show from the sketch to the model how you work the plexiglass, and basically to demonstrate that you are, yes, someone that went to a design school, but that you made a big treasure of the experience of making models during the modeling class that you had in that school. I'll give you an example. I went to Art Center, and people that know Art Center or saw videos from Art Center in Pasadena, they know that Art Center is one of the schools that has one of the best model shop. I mean, if you really want to learn how to make a model, according to my experience, Art Center is the place. You go over there, you have several modeling classes that you have to do while you are doing design courses, okay, and sketching courses, and you learn how to play with wood, you play with foam, soft foam, hard foam, you learn how to play with plexiglass, with steel, with aluminum, and you learn how to play with paint, how you paint an object, how many times you have to put, for example, the primer, how you have to sand it with water, what type of number of sandpaper you must use to have the best results. And you will learn also how to criticize your models, because you will see that on some models, sometimes The radius are not perfect because everything is done by hand. Therefore, you have to learn how to see those mistakes, to judge them, and to correct them. Because you will have the classic Bondo paste that they will that you will apply on the model, then you will send it to make sure that you can make a correction. Then you will paint it over. And this is very important because when you will be a designer or a modeler, you will have the eyes to judge and spot right away the mistakes, okay? So that you can fix the mistakes. For example, on big surfaces, if I check a model that has paint on a full scale, there are some perspectives, angles, where I can see right away if there is a mistake on that model, and I can judge, and I can ask, explain to the modelers, be careful, because here you have a hole, or here you have a reflection that is not moving naturally according to what we want to do, or according to the real section, because it can happen that sanding, you sand a little bit too much, and then you create a surface that has a different type of quality according to what was requested. There are some messages I read. Ciao Carlos Martinez. But to place photos of models in clay or paper in the product. Yes, that's what I was saying, Carlos. That you should. The paper model, to be honest, for me, paper model is more like you're a young kid that has a passion, very amateur, okay, amatorial, and that's it. But if you want to show a portfolio to show that you are able to model, okay, and that you are passionate about that too, and you have also the instinct of creativity of a designer, this is great, because a modeler that has a little bit of that designer taste in his brain, it's better than a modeler that is just a modeler, because he has something extra that will help that person, that modeler, to be better in contact with the designer, because the two people will understand each other's much better, much easier. So when you, as I said, you want to use your portfolio to look into those alternative design roles inside a big design team, check your portfolio, take away some of your artistic stuff and put in models, okay? All the models experience you made. Don't forget to put the pictures where it's shown that you are modeling, okay? That you are painting your model. Because people want to understand, want to see how much true is what you are telling, your storytelling, according to what you really know how to do. So, this is if you want to become a clay modeler or just a manual modeler, okay, that has a particular feeling with the creativity and therefore can be a very good help within a modeling team in having that feeling, that particular feeling with the surface, because you have already that creative feeling according to the school you made. Now, what happens if instead of manual modeling, okay, you want to be an expert in digital modeling, which means working on Alias, okay, from Autodesk, working on other softwares like Rhino, softwares that are used for designers, but also other software that are more technical that sometimes we designers or design managers must know not to work on, but because our modeling, virtual model data has to go through those other type of softwares that are much more technical and precise, because that's the only way to make real data, to make prototypes, to make tooling, okay? Because you cannot make tooling, very appropriate tooling from Alias. You know, Alias is great for the artistic part, the first part, to make quick model, even if you make, the model looks perfect. But if you want to go into running prototype, something that moves, something that works, you have to go through another software which is called Katia V5, V6, and stuff like that. Okay, from another company that is a French company. Okay, and or for example, ISM Surf. It's another software that is used by engineers and by company suppliers that make parts in plastic or in steel, because those softwares are very, very precise. So basically, what happens? And I will show you what happens with another little sketch. Okay, so I go down with the camera again, all right? And I will try to explain this in a very... Okay, so let's say that here, okay, the designer, okay, has all the sketches, okay? It has all the renderings. He made final illustrations, okay? And he got his okay to make a model, all right? So now this guy, it's ready for a model. So what does he have, or what does she has? Only sketches, only 2D. So he takes his sketches and he goes to the digital modeler, okay, that works on Alias or Reno or software, similar software, okay? And they made a virtual 3D model. This is 2D, okay? And they work together. Many times I explain that we must work together with digital modelers. And lately, in India, for example, the good thing, but also in Italy, to be honest, in Italy, few also here in France, some of the digital modelers come from car design schools. They have a diploma or a bachelor, you know, just like the designer. Same school, or both of them. The only thing is that maybe their creativity was not judged to be excellent, or their creativity was not up to date, but he had in his portfolio lots of beautiful digital media stuff. And then the company said, you know what? We might offer you another job, which is digital model. Would you accept? And they accept. Therefore, they keep the design job, okay? They probably will never do a real creative job. I mean, they will not do the creative sketching job of this designer, but they will be complementary and they will work together to produce a very nice three-dimensional virtual model. And now, what can we do with that virtual model? With that virtual model, we can do a lot of stuff, very interesting. First of all, number one, we can make nice renderings. Okay? Virtual 3D renderings, okay? And this is beautiful because we use those a lot in high definition, in HD, high definition, or today we can do it also in 4K, okay? Because you can use this printed in full scale in a presentation. And when they do those rendering, the renderings are into a scenario. Means they're in a city or they are in nature, you know. I mean, you know what I mean. It's very interesting because instead of sketching, you know, the scenario very big, which would take a month of work, artistic work. Here we can do it because he pre-selects inside the computer, okay, for the renderings. He can pre-select a room, decoration, outside, inside, parking lot, downtown, small village, whatever, and put your model inside that context and prepare this type of beautiful pictures, okay? So that you have a very realistic feeling of that project in reality. Then another thing that we can do with this virtual model, okay, we can make a film, virtual film, okay? And the virtual film, okay, it is exactly like in science fiction, in the movie industry. It's very, very similar, very, very similar softwares, okay? So the person that made this model will give this model to another team, the team of image, virtual image and film team, which is specific inside a design, big design family. And the only thing they do this stuff. They do images and they do production of films. Naturally, to make a film, what do we need? Storyboards, and the designer will make the storyboards. Myself, I made storyboards for my film because I am in contact with this person, okay, with my colleague that will make the film, and we make a meeting to kick off the project, this film, and I will tell that person what I am imagining in my head. Then I can go and take some YouTube film videos just to show samples of lights, samples of scenario, samples of music and stuff like that that will be implemented inside the film to make that film a beautiful presentation film of my project. Okay. And the last thing I would say, most important thing that model will do is to give it to all suppliers or to manual modelers, because they will make the model. Okay, here. So that digital model that we made here must have every single detail. I mean, everything. So this is huge work, big responsibility. And the responsibility here, it's not only designers, it's also the digital modeler. They are together. And once this model is done, it's given to the image film department to make all the communication material, okay, to present and make an astonishing, amazing presentation to the big bosses, okay. It's given also to those manual modelers or suppliers that will do that, okay, and the model will be done. So the designer, and sometimes with him also, because there will be some extra work, they will go and work. After that, they both will go and work on this. You see? So there is a transfer of activity. And they go there. And when they come in here, then we will have, of course, the whole design modeling process, okay? That is very important because that's when we realize the real three-dimensional prototype or three-dimensional static model. Sometimes We can do models in different ways. We can do a static full model. You can make a static semi-full model, which means all the glass area, windshield, side glasses, rear glass will be transparent, okay? But then everything is inside, there is no interior, okay? But that gives a better realistic effect when you see the model. The effect of having the transparency next to real cars will give you a feeling that you can compare to understand if your car is strange, your model is strange, or it looks pretty good next to real cars. Jake Martins, can you start off your career as a digital model and then become a creative designer? Sometimes, but very rarely, this happen. Okay? So my answer is yes. If you are able within the team, okay, that you are doing your job as a modeler or a digital modeler, and you make improvements because you have the idea, that good idea, and somehow, sometimes we don't find always the right design managers that will make a right evaluation of our capacities. Can happen. It's nature, you know. The selection, nobody makes a selections and 100% is always right. I made mistakes sometimes. I thought that young people were not made to be car designers. Today, those are car designers. And some of them are doing a very good career. So I was wrong. You know, I was wrong. Maybe I was also too young to make a judgment. But anyway, I had to admit that in few cases, I had to rethink about my position. So this can happen, yes. For example, I know that I cannot I cannot tell you who, but I know that there is a very important design director that is very good designer, very good designer, that is not working here, it's working in China, and another one that and another designer, just designer, is working in India, okay. And both of them started differently. It's with the experience, and sometimes it's also the good luck, the chance, you know, because you find yourself with within a team, you say few words to help the team, and someone picks up those words and say, but this guy or this girl is not so. Could let's try and see if he can complete by himself or by herself, and you know, and they test you, and if the test passes well, automatically you will have a different type, probably different type of life or role within that design team. How you started your career? This, as I said it, you can find videos about it on my channel, on this channel, okay? Car design, Luciano Bove car design. I went to Art Center in Pasadena, and I explained also. You can find also a few articles on Google how I became a car designer. You can check. I don't want to repeat myself. Someone was asking about internship. Internship is extremely important. I made 2 videos about internships, okay? So if you are interested about that topic, please go and check it out. On this YouTube channel, you will find all sorts of informations, tips, advices that can help you to prepare yourself for an internship that arrives basically after the first year and a half of design school. It is very important in your CV, of course, because it's your first real approach to a real job work, okay, real work environment. And I explained that video what happens when you get into a design company as an intern, and how people interact with you, and what are they really looking at you, how they study you without you understanding that, of course, because you are there very happy making your sketches, but people are smiling at you, and they look what you do, but they look also your behavior, and they look also at your education, they look also the way you are able to integrate the team. They see if you are a loner, a lonely person or if you are a very communicative person. They see if you exaggerate sometimes with your mouth too much. You know, all serious stuff. So go and check it out, that video. Okay. Okay. So so far we explained the digital modeler, you know, a little bit, because it's not that we said everything. The designer, the difference between a designer and a digital modeler with the responsibilities. When we talked also about the designers that work on imaginary image and HD films, which is almost science fiction stuff. It's very nice post production, very nice post production image stuff. That's the part I enjoy the most at the end of every project that I rule, because you know, when you go after a year and a half of hard work, sometimes very difficult, then you arrive at the time where you are missing basically 2 months for the final presentation, and therefore you have 2 months to make a film that will last 1 minute and a half, you know, 1 minute to 30 seconds, or at the most 2 minutes, unless after people will sleep in the room, in the presentation room. And the film is a promotional film, of course. It's like a spot, like a publicity spot, advertising spot. And it's done in a way that in 1 minute and a half you understand the project, the mission of that project, and you see design of that project. So the camera that it goes in front of the car opens, the lights, the sound, all that stuff. Okay, I don't want to tell you too much, but you can imagine all that stuff has to be sketched. And that's why I was talking about the storytelling and the storyboards. The storytelling is the story that you want to tell in the film. Okay, just like movie makers do. You know, you have a person that writes the story of the film. Then you have the actors, and which are the models. Okay, and then you have who is in charge of photography and scenario, which means nature, city, daylight, night light, and all that stuff. And then you have, of course, the movie director that will decide how that film has to be turned to give the right emotions, to give value to the story, etc., etc. So when you make a film, a virtual film, to make the spot of your project, it's all those roles into 1.5 person, 2 people. You have one person that is expert in making that movie with a computer, okay? Because he has the software, she has the softwares that will make that video alive and with special effects, special type of sounds, you know, lights and stuff. But then you have you, so the designer or the design manager that makes the storyboards, the sketches of the scenes, okay? You have to imagine every scene, it's about 5 seconds. So you have to make, I would say, 30, 40 scenes to make sure that you have a main, okay, a main logic sense of your the film evolution, okay, scenes evolution, okay, sequence, excuse me, I didn't have the word, the right sequence. And in that way, then it's gonna be the expert that will make that video, that film, that will interpret all that. And then together you find the right music, you're gonna check the lights, you're gonna check the camera, put it lower, put it higher, close up, come out, zoom in, zoom out, go slow, go fast, accelerate, you know. And then you see over and over all that when you are mounting that film, to make sure that in 1 minute 30 seconds you get a very nice spot film that is virtual of your car, so that you can tell a story. And when you make your presentation, the film is behind you, the people look, you will say few words, and people will just look at that film, they will like it, and they will be of good humor, they will be happy. And that's the best start before they discover the real model that will be, I think, behind them waiting to be uncovered, okay? And then you can go and explain, open the doors, explain everything. But the fact that you put that film, you already open the door in a positive way, okay, to understand, accept, and validate, we hope, your project. Okay, so what exactly is a portfolio? Christian, no, Chetan, portfolio. Once again, in this channel, there is several type of videos dedicated only to portfolio. Okay, so please, if you want to have the answer to that question, just go over there, all right, and check in the list of my videos. This channel has 3 or 4 playlists, okay? You have the Design Talk Live session, like today, where we speak about things. I don't sketch, I just talk. I just talk a lot about the design world of car design in general, from design education point of view, all right, so that I can try to help you. And then you have the sketching live sessions, which is tutorials that you can go and check that playlist if you have a doubt about perspective, reflection, wheels and stuff like that, okay? And then there are some lectures that I made when I went to visit some design schools, but that's more in the past than present, because I'm not doing this anymore since quite a few years, because I'm too busy. And there are other people that are doing this already as well, and even better than me. And there you can go and check it out, because those are basically 1 hour and a half, 2 hours type of lectures that I gave in those design schools. Some of them have some how do you call, translate the subtitles with the translation in English, because some cases I was in Italy, so I was speaking in Italian. All right, so go and check the playlist. All right, check the playlist and you will find the title of what you're looking for. Can we be a digital model and also create design at the same time? Pravir, yes. The answer is yes. Because lately we appreciate more designers that can do almost everything, rather than designers that do only one thing. I'll give you an example. If I have in front of me 2 designers, 2 young designers, okay, with 2 beautiful portfolios, and I have one that is very good in doing exterior design, and another one that is very good in doing exterior design but also interior design, I take that one because he knows how to do more things for the same price. Sorry about this very commercial basic talk, but for the same price it's much better to buy the one that counts for 2 people and not the one that counts only for one action. I myself sketch and design interiors as well as exteriors, you know, so it's normal. I mean, this is I would say that is better like that. So if you have a portfolio and you present yourself a designer, and you have also alias stuff, mathematics, nice virtual stuff, and you said I did that, put it in, because we have some designers that are very autonomous, okay? They do the virtual model of their own design until a certain step of the project. And that's very nice, because it means that that digital model will arrive to the modelers already with all the creative elements correctly done, without someone else that had to interpret those. So this means it's a direct line from creativity to modeling, and that's nice. So, Pravir, I hope I answered to your question. Sir, currently I'm doing BTech as a mechanical engineer. Hey, Dishu, I'm sorry for you. I'm sad for you. Mechanical engineering, it's useless for car design. To enter into design field, how can I go through? Dishu, I already said this many times. You are in mechanical engineering and you want to be a car designer. I tell you all, I'll give you the same answer I gave everybody else before. Quit engineering and start car design if you really want to do that. To do mechanical engineering until the end and after make a master, it's not solving your problems. Okay? All right. So guys, I think I said everything today. I don't know if you are satisfied with what I explained to you. Okay? Next time, next design talk, we will talk more. Now I have to go, but we will talk more about manual modeler because it's really, really fun. I can tell you because I made several models in my life. Also, while I was a car designer working for Fiat, I used to go on Saturday to work on my model, on my project. And even if modelers, professional modelers, were not too happy, they saw that I had a little bit of experience in modeling, and I helped to accelerate the model making, but also had a lot of fun because if you know how to model, it's really beautiful. Very, 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 very emotional, very beautiful. Okay? All right. So have a good weekend, have a good Saturday night, very good Sunday tomorrow, and please stick around Instagram and this channel to check when I will be again live, okay? I cannot assure you that next Saturday I will be here. Maybe it will be on Sunday, I don't know. As I told you, I cannot be very regular the way I was before. But don't worry, I will be soon back here, maybe in less than 10 days. I will be here. Okay? Ciao. Thank you. Go check out my ebooks on lulu.com just in case you are looking for an ebook to learn how to sketch from basics. Okay? I will write to you here the link so maybe some of you are interested. All right? So here we have the link. I will write it down. If you are interested, you can click on that link, all right? And you'll discover all my ebooks that I made for you. All right? Take care. Ciao. Thank you very much. And